Against torture today, we pay our respects to those who have endured the unimaginable. Tonight, I am joined by Livingstone Nyando, a program officer in advocacy and security sector reforms in liaison with the Independent Medical Legal Unit, IMLU. The hashtag to use is victims of torture, hashtag TV47 weekend. Welcome, sir. Okay, now I would like you to elaborate to us as what contributes to torture. What does torture mean in the context of human rights?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Really appreciate for this as an organization as IMLU. That we are actually, our vision is to have a world free from torture, violence, and any other degrading treatment. So, as torture is defined by different statutes, but currently today, as in Kenya, we are using the Prevention of Torture Act 2017 that defines torture as an act that inflicts pain, severe pain that is, and that pain can be physical or mental or psychological to a person with an objective of obtaining information, or maybe just trying to get information or confession from someone. So that's actually what attributes to torture. And it's supposed to be done by a public officer or someone acting for a public officer. So when that happens, and most of the time it's done by the police in Kenya and other forces, maybe like look at the Kenya KWS and others, for instance. Thank you.
So who are the most victims of torture?
Torture currently takes different forms. Before it used to be faces of human rights activists, those kind of liberty lawyers and all those kind of people who are fighting for, those who are being tortured. But currently it has changed. The face has changed. Currently is people who are poverty-stricken from those slum areas, informal settlement. These young people, you understand. So mostly it's been affecting very young people. There is a lot of connection between poverty and torture. So most people that are tortured are people from like a low-income settlement. So according to us, and most of them are young men, for instance, that we are losing through torture and other degrading treatment. Like you see in our report that talks about 59. That's from January to 23rd of this month. That's half year, basically. So we're having 29 people who've lost their lives through torture. That's what we've documented.
It is a worrying number.
And those are those that we've documented, because we also have situations that those people that have not been documented, they're quite a number. The number can be even more higher if you look at the cases that have never been documented. So it's something that is worrying as a country. And the most surprising thing is that torture is outlawed even by our constitution. Like when you look at Article 29 of our constitution, outlaws torture and any other inhuman, cruel, and degrading treatment. And we also, the international laws also outlaws it. When you look at Universal Declaration against on Human Rights, outlaws torture. When you look at the Convention Against Torture, which Kenya is a signatory to that treaty. And Kenya being a signatory means that we are supposed to be party to that, and we're supposed to be accountable to those issues. We're supposed to follow that. When you look at Article 2 of our constitution, we've adopted all international laws are part of Kenyan laws. So basically we're also guided by those kind of laws. So it's surprising that this age and time, torture is still rampant in our country. And when you look at it, the cases that we've documented since 2013 until now are 982. That's barely short of 18 cases to be 1,000 cases just from 2013. So each and every year. Last year we had 122 cases, you understand. This year alone, halfway, we are 59. So it's a worrying trend, I'll say.
With that summary of numbers so far, so who are the highest perpetrators when it comes to torture, and why is it so?
Alleged perpetrators mostly are the police. The police are major culprits when it comes to torture. Like when you look at it, out of the 59, 36 of them are police perpetrated. And the most surprising thing is that others are dying in police custody. Like where you think you're very safe. 5 of them actually from the 59, those are death in custody. So it's something that is worrying. A place that you feel that this place is supposed to be very safe is a place that is worrying trend. And something that I need to communicate to maybe our police officers is that, you can never get impunity or amnesty from torture when you're convicted against torture, when you're convicted for torture. So there's no amnesty. Unlike other forms of conviction. So and then you can't also have. There's no any other excuse for torturing someone. So you can say you're sent by your boss. And the law protects officers who refuse to take instructions to torture someone. So you cannot be prosecuted for for refusing to torture someone, for refusing to take those instructions, for refusing to take orders from your senior or superior.
Yeah.
So you're actually protected by the law. So that's something that they need to know. And that's something that we always tell them, something that we always try and create advocacy and let them know that they should not just obey laws, because they'll be held responsible, like liably responsible, individually responsible, that is. So nothing will protect them when they indulge in torturing someone.
So the numbers have a reason with the advent of COVID-19. So is there any correlation with the recent pandemic?
Yeah, very true. Like when you look at it last year, when these measures were put in place in March, by the President of Kenya, the challenge was that the first 10 days, we reported 6 deaths out of measures put in place to curb COVID. So the first 6 people who died did not die from COVID. They died out of measures that police were using to enforce COVID. So at the end of the day, we lost people as we tried to protect them. In quotes, that protect them in quotes. So looking at it, you're saying that our way and our overzealous police have gone out of their way to actually cause harm instead of protecting our people. So that's something that we need to look at. If we are enforcing these measures, how do we enforce them in a humane way that you're not harming people instead, so that it becomes counterproductive? You know, when you look at our report, most people are putting on masks not because they want to protect themselves from COVID, but because of the fear of the police. So at the end of the day, it becomes counterproductive. We are not actually educating people why they need to put on masks. We're actually beating them to put on masks, which should not be the case. We're actually torturing them and hurting them at the end of the day. And in the process, we lose life. In the process, the government spends more on hospitalization of this kind of people, because we have so many people who've suffered from that, the victims. So 59 are the people who've died, but still we have bigger numbers who've suffered, who still continues to suffer. And it's painful when you look at a mother there, for instance, crying about the son that is looking forward to assist that. When you look at the cry, like today we are seeing people breaking down when we brought those victims to give their testimony. It's something that is hurting, heart-rending, something that you look at it and then you say, wow, this is not our country, this is not Kenya. You know, like this many years after independence, you don't expect that thing to happen. And with this new constitution, it's not new anyway, because 2010 constitution, we expect things to have changed. We expect professionalism within our police force and our police service, that is not a force. We expect them to professionalize their work.
All right, I'll cut you short right there. We're yet to take another short break. We will be right back with more on the victims of torture.
TV 47, the home of untold stories.